My father-in-law thought I was poor until he saw my mansion. I've been married to my wife Mary for 3 years now, and her parents have always judged me because I work from home. My wife's parents are very traditional in a way that they believe that you can only get rich if you get a degree and get a good job. Though there is nothing wrong with a degree, school has not always been my best option, as I never had good grades and was never motivated by it. I found my way into e-commerce and have enjoyed the process of selling things online. It may be difficult, but for those who end up committing, they know that the profits are very rewarding. I've done this for 4 years before I met my wife, and over those 4 years, I've generated over $10 million in sales and have been able to buy a nice house in my city. When I met my wife's parents, I always told them that I was self-employed and I did different side hustles online. They always assumed that I was broke since they believe that no one can make a stable income online. I never bothered to correct them as I didn't care if they thought I was rich or not. It wasn't until a family gathering at her parents' house, when we were deciding whose house we were going to for our Christmas gathering. My wife decided to tell everyone that we should host the gathering, but her parents were not a fan of the idea. They told her that our house was not big enough for all 4 families that were going to visit and assumed that our house was small. They suggested my sister-in-law's house, which had 3 bedrooms and 2,500 square feet of space. For context, the house we live in is 6,500 square feet with 5 bedrooms and 4 baths. But of course they don't know that. They ended up talking about how nice my sister-in-law's house was and how they were able to afford it because of her husband's job as a real estate agent. Then they looked at me and said, "So are you still doing those silly side hustles?" As they laughed and giggled, I smiled and said, "Yes, those silly side hustles are still making me a little bit of income." They continued to talk me down, saying how I should find another profession to make a living because I don't make enough, and that maybe if I found another job, I could get a house like my sister-in-law's. Now you can watch part 2 by pressing share and then more.